If you're selling on Amazon, you've probably heard the term indexing. But what is it and how can you check that you're doing it right? I'm Manuela with Plutix, and today we are looking at one of the fundamentals of selling on Amazon, making sure that your products are visible to potential buyers. After all, there are 350 million products up for sale on Amazon Marketplace. To give you some context, if every single person in the United States of America decided to list their own unique product on Amazon, they'd still fall short of that figure by about 20 million. Amazon has about 9.7 million sellers around the world, 1.9 million of whom are active. Approximately 76% eventually become profitable, 63% within the first year. So how can you make sure you're one of them? Well, the first thing you need to do is make sure that your product is indexed for the correct keywords. What's indexing, I hear you ask? Excellent question. This is essentially making sure that your product shows up when people search for a particular keyword or phrase. If your product's not indexed, then it won't appear in the results when people search for that term on Amazon. This isn't the same as ranking on Amazon, by the way. This is just the first step to showing up on Amazon at all. If you want more information on how to rank higher on Amazon using SEO, then you can check out the video that I'm linking right here, and you can also find our free guide to product listing optimization in the description below or at the end of this video. Back on indexing though, imagine that you're selling Bluetooth headphones with a mic, kind of like what I'm wearing here. If you're indexed for Bluetooth headphones, that means that your product will appear somewhere in the search results when people search for that phrase. However, if you're only indexed for Bluetooth headphones and not, say, Bluetooth headset, that means that anyone searching for Bluetooth headset isn't going to see your products in the results and therefore isn't going to have the chance to buy it. That, of course, means less sales for you. So how can you see if your product's indexed for a keyword? There are various tools out there, some free, some paid. But if you'd rather keep things simple and do it yourself, it's actually pretty straightforward. All you need is the ASIN number, which, as you know, is the unique identifier for each product in Amazon. You can find that number in your catalog in Seller Central or by looking at each individual product page. Then just copy and paste it into Amazon's search bar like this, along with whatever keyword you want to check. Once you've made sure that you've selected all categories here, click enter or click the search button and see if your product shows up. If it does show up, like in this example, it means that your product is indexed for that keyword. But if it doesn't show up, like here, then you might need to tweak your listing a little bit or even considering adding that keyword as a backend keyword. Now, this method isn't limited to individual keywords or phrases, by the way. You can also use the same technique to see if Amazon has indexed whole sections of your listing too. This is really important for you as a seller because while we might not know everything about Amazon's A9 algorithm, which they use to decide on the rankings for different products, we do know that when it comes to Amazon's internal SEO, they consider a listing title first, then its bullet points, and then either its description or backend keywords, but the jury's still out on which one matters more in Amazon's eyes. To check if any of these elements are indexed for your product, again, all you need to do is copy and paste them in their entirety into the search bar, together with the ASIN, and see if your product appears in the results. Okay, so now we know how to see if our products are indexed for keywords and the different parts of their listings. So let's move on to why your listing might not be indexed, and with it, how to fix things when that happens. There are a few different reasons why your product might not show up for a particular keyword, and we're gonna focus on the three most typical: special characters, character limits, and word choices. First up, special characters. This one's pretty simple. If your title contains a special character that the algorithm can't process, then it won't get indexed. The solution? Go through your text, look for the funky character that's causing problems, and take it out. Done. You'll need to wait about 24 hours to see if you've been successful though, since it takes a while for the indexing to update. Next, there's character limits. This one's pretty straightforward too. Depending on the text field, Amazon's algorithm will only index a certain number of characters. meaning anything after that cutoff point won't be processed. For titles, the Amazon system lets you have either 150 or 250 characters in total, depending on your product category, but only the first 200 will get indexed, even if your title is longer than that. For bullet points, it's the first 1,000 characters that get indexed for all of your points in total. And for the description or any other textual part of your listing, it's 2,000 in total, which includes characters used to create line breaks, so be careful there. Finally, we have word choices. While Amazon doesn't provide an official list of banned words, we do know that there are some words that will stop your listing from getting indexed properly, and that there are others that could get your listing taken down altogether. Luckily, we do know a few general policies which can help us prevent that from happening. Firstly, you can't have anything that could be interpreted as illegal or offensive. No big shock there. Interestingly though, you also shouldn't put any information about your item's condition, price, availability, and so on in your product description, since Amazon wants you to provide that information through their own system. Similarly, you can't provide information directing buyers to an external website or giving them a way to contact you other than through Amazon. And you can't share reviews that weren't left through Amazon or ask for reviews either. There are some legislative restrictions, such as displaying trademarks on generic products, or including language related to things like pesticides or the FDA in the US due to local restrictions there. My personal favorite rule here is that you also can't include spoilers about movies or books. Say what you will about Amazon, but I think that's a pretty solid policy. And as I said, these things can either stop you from getting indexed or get your listing removed completely, so it's really worth being careful here. On the topic of word choices, there's one more important question that we should discuss. How do you know which keywords you should be trying to get indexed for? Sure, you know your products inside and out, but that doesn't necessarily mean that you know what exact keywords your customers are searching for when they're looking for it. As always, there are some free and paid tools out there that you can use to research this, but you can also get your hands dirty and do some investigating on your own. And again, all you need is your trusty Amazon search bar. Start by putting in one or more of the keywords you know are associated with your product in the search bar. So for our earlier example, maybe Bluetooth. Then see what comes up as a suggested search in the dropdown. For a headphone example, you could check if they're looking for headphones, headsets, earphones, or anything else like that. In this case, it is worth staying within the category that's relevant to your niche, as opposed to selecting all categories. After all, just searching for Bluetooth on all of Amazon is going to produce a massive range of results. But if you search for Bluetooth within the computer and accessories section, or musical instruments and DJ equipment section, then depending on your target market, you should get useful information about what terms your customers are using. Just don't get too carried away with your list of keywords to aim for. You're far better off just focusing on keywords that are directly related to the product you're selling, rather than trying to show up in every single product search on Amazon. You want to make sure that you're indexed for all of the relevant keywords, so the ones that are going to translate into sales. That's what really matters here. It's also worth including keywords related to complementary products. For inspiration there, just check which products are showing up as frequently bought together on your product listings. Now remember, you want to check all of this data on a regular basis. Like it or not, customers are always coming up with new and interesting ways to use your products. Whether they're hanging their photos using your clothespins, they're cutting their pizza with your scissors, or using your lovely designed wallpaper to protect their packages. Yep, that's right. Bubble wrap was originally meant to go on your walls. Now, if you're not indexed for keywords related to those new fun uses, then again, you're gonna miss out on potential sales. Anyway, there you have it. A little bit of inside information on how to make sure your products are indexed and showing up everywhere that they should be on Amazon. For more information about how to sell well online, you can check out the free white paper and the videos that I'm linking here and in the description. And while you're at it, why not check out the rest of our channel for more tips and tricks for selling on Amazon and beyond. See you next time. So for our earlier,